Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at some really insane and cool barbers. Also, I've got a feeling I'm going to start spiking my hair again. It's finally got to the length. So maybe in my next video you'll see me with a new hairstyle.
If you've ever had a facial or tried on a face mask before, you know that it's usually a very calm, relaxing procedure.
Okay, well that is not true because I've put blackhead face masks on and them things rip your skin. I'm not joking, I would have thought that the pores would have popped out. They literally ripped the pores out. If you're going to get like them charcoal, rippy face masks, be careful.
Well, that's until you meet this barber. At first glance, this looks like some medieval torture method.
Yeah, it does. Did you see that? I literally ripped every single hair out of his face. I'm not gonna lie, that would actually be really good for like facial hair. I don't know if it's just me, but like I'll shave, but like I'll still have really small pieces of hair and it really irritates me. So maybe I'll just wax it off.
But fear not, it's actually a modern facial procedure used to remove excess oil buildup in the skin by thoroughly cleaning out the pores.
I have a friend called Kyle. He done like a thing for his nose, basically to rip nose hairs out, and it literally got stuck. That guy looked like he was pulling a pretty like face. I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like I feel like it would be good but also be very painful. If you've ever got your eyebrows threaded, you know what it feels like. You know what it feels like, but then you also can't prepare yourself. Would it be painful? I mean, pain is beauty.
Well, by the looks of it, it could be a little less, thorough.
I mean, it does look good in the end. Like you seen he had a proper clean face. I want to know what barber does this so I can get it done.
When you think of your local barber shop, you probably associate some common items with it. Scissors, machine razors, and hair gels to name a few. Well, that's until you meet Nguyen Hoang Hon. He can be found in the Vietnamese city of Da Nang, and his tool of choice to cut hair is the Japanese katana.
I'm sorry, I don't care how good somebody is at cutting hair or if they're like professional, they're not putting a sword near my head. If that sword goes in the wrong direction for a split second, that's going to be somebody having their ear cut off. Absolutely not. Is this guy literally like cutting people's hair with like freaking swords? Is he a psychopath?
He trained for over 4 years before he could pop this out in his shop and started by cutting wigs. He then gradually moved on to relatives and friends who were brave enough to let him experiment on them.
Does he not have like normal tools that he could use to cut your hair? Like imagine if you're like, nah, I don't want you to put a sword through my hair, could you just use like a pair of scissors? Also, what happens if he like does it wrong and injures somebody? Does he go to jail? Can they sue him? I've got a lot of questions and I ain't gonna get an answer.
Now he has a loyal clientele who trust him because he's proven to be a man with great skill. It took a while for him to get comfortable using swords as his tool of choice when it came to cutting people's hair.
I mean, I can understand why, because that's literally something people would use to hack each other to pieces. I don't know a lot about history, but I swear gladiators or whatever they're called just use swords to like fight each other. Imagine back in the day they used them to literally like cut their heads off, and now you're using it to cut people's hair.
After seeing a barber use an actual katana to cut people's hair, you might be thinking that nothing could top that.
Oh god, what's gonna be next? I don't even want to know. It's probably gonna be somebody using like literal fire.
This barber uses a chainsaw to cut people's hair, and the strangest part is that they let him.
But why? Why are you using chainsaws? Why would you literally use a chainsaw to cut somebody's hair? Who in the right mind does that? This can't be in the UK, can it? This has to be like in America or like some European country. Why are people just using like weapons? A chainsaw is literally used to cut down trees.
He has a regular manual saw for the customers who are looking for just a regular fade, but the chainsaw is intended for the more ambitious customers. He even has plenty of high-profile clients who will pay top dollar to let this man literally carve their heads with a chainsaw.
But why would you literally pay money to have somebody do that? Like you're literally paying somebody money to put like a really dangerous like object near your head. A chainsaw is literally something that like goes in and out really quickly. It's like a razor but on like steroids, on crack cocaine. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't understand why people are letting him cut their hair with that. Like that just seems dangerous. Oh my god, why would you literally let him do that? How is that possible? Nah, I'm sorry, that is just too sketchy for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I like to be a wee bit of a daredevil, do some scary things that like most people wouldn't do. That's a step too far. You're gonna end up with half your head missing soon.
Many barbers across the world have their unique styles that are often a product of where they come from. Turkish barber Kadir Demirel works in a salon in the Netherlands and is popular for using fire to work with his clients' hair.
I literally told you, like, are they gonna be using fire to cut somebody's hair? No, they're literally doing doing it. One time, I cut a bit of my hair and put it in fire and it literally frazzled within a second. They have to be doing something special with the fire, like they have to be putting like a liquid on there so it literally doesn't like completely disintegrate. If you put hair in fire, it will literally just like frazzle. It'll be like honey floss whenever you put it in water.
He will often let his clients' hair burn for long periods of time and use a brush to style them accordingly. It would be pointless to go into details about how he accomplishes these feats because he is a professional after all, and he knows what he's doing.
I mean, yeah, he can be a professional, know what he's doing, but I'm not gonna let him literally put fire in my head. Out of all the ones we've seen so far, I don't know which is worse. I don't know if the sword is the worst, the freaking big lawnmower thing used to cut down trees or the fire. Why are these people barbers? Like, what happened to people going and literally just getting their hair cut? I don't understand why you get that done.
Kadir studied hairdressing in Turkey and mastered his skills there, where it is a tradition to cut hair in this manner. Many of the clients have no fear because they trust Kadir, which is pretty impressive in its own right.
I mean, yeah, it is impressive to literally trust somebody using fire to cut your hair. I'm just thinking about what will happen if it goes wrong. Like, what happens if they get burned? Obviously, he's like a professional and there's reasons why they don't get burned, probably because of the liquid they put in hair. Or like, it's not like super warm fire. I don't know, there's obviously a reason for it. But like, what happens if it went wrong? Imagine they got blisters all over their head. Are they using a candle? Oh my god, I was even shocked whenever he was using like fire, but now they're using a candle. Something like your mum or granny would use to like make the house smell nice. They're using it to cut somebody's hair. Yeah, let's move on to the next one because it's getting weird.
The next barber on our list is a man by the name of Alberto Olmedo. This barber also uses swords on his clients, but that probably isn't as impressive anymore now that you've already seen it. So Alberto takes it to the next level. Along with swords, he also uses fire as his second item of choice.
Okay, so I thought it was bad enough people were using swords and fire. Now this guy's doing both of them. What's gonna be next? They're literally gonna be using bombs to cut people's hair. Why would you put fire in somebody's hair?
You might think it's similar to Kadir, but it's not. Olmedo is one to incorporate theatrical elements in his haircutting process. He doesn't shy away from using his tools of choice to put on a real show for his customers. But this way, he creates some of the most unique hairstyles in the world that are almost impossible to replicate by anyone else.
Okay, so he's doing like unique hairstyles. They're literally gonna have frazzled hair. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, whenever I go to the barber, I just get a tiny bit off the sides and leave a bit longer on top so I can put it like that and then eventually spike it whenever it's long enough. I'm not really that fussed about my hair.
Olmedo is proud of his medieval techniques because of the accuracy and uniqueness he gets from them, and he cherishes the idea of trying out new things on his clients.
Did he just have 4 hands on? Please don't tell me he was using 4 fingers to cut that person's hair. Is he now turning into an Avengers hero?
At one point, he even started using claws to cut hair.
Yeah, no indeed, why are you using claws? He must be getting paid a lot of money to cut hair like that. How much does it cost to cut somebody's hair? Usually for a man, I think it's like £10. For women, it can be more because like they get their hair conditioned and like everything done to it. That man right there is probably charging £500.
When asked why he does this, he didn't have a clear answer, except for the fact that he was just tired of scissors. He even got his wife on board to learn all of these techniques, and he said that for his next big project, he will be using lasers. A true artist if you've ever seen one.
Okay, I don't know about hair, but did you see the back of her hair? That doesn't look like a good haircut to me. That's what hair literally looks like whenever you've been sleeping for 10 hours and wake up. So he went from using fire to using lasers. What's he gonna be using next? Aliens? Anyways, guys, that was some insane and crazy barbers from around the world. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a person, big red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in the next video.